At 9 a.m. on the 18th of September 1944, a day into Operation Market Garden, the sound of approaching vehicles could be heard by the men of John Frost's 2nd Battalion from the southern end of Arnhem Bridge. For the paratroopers defending the northern end of the road bridge, the thought of 30 Corps advance units reaching them was a welcome relief, as just 800 of the 10,000 men who were sent to capture Arnhem Bridge had arrived to do so. That relief would soon disappear, however, as the sight of over 20 German vehicles from the 9th SS Panzer Divisions reconnaissance battalion, commanded by Viktor Grabner, appeared over the horizon, and the Paras steeled themselves for an almighty fight. Grabner, the unit's CO, was an experienced and battle-hardened commander. He joined the army before the war, before joining the SS in later years. When the war broke out, he took part in Operation Barbarossa, which was the German invasion of the Soviet Union, and he spent most of his time, up until the invasion of Normandy, fighting on the Eastern Front, where he received a number of decorations. In June 1944, his division was transferred westward to help repel the Allied invasion of Normandy. Whilst fighting in Normandy, he was recommended and approved for the Knight's Cross, although he didn't receive his award till the 17th of September 1944, the day Operation Market Garden began. On the 17th, Grabner's battalion was ordered south of Arnhem to conduct reconnaissance of the situation regarding the Allied airborne landings between Arnhem and Nijmegen. They ran into no troops, but left a number of vehicles at the Vaal Bridge and at the town of Elst. Upon receiving orders that an unknown number of paratroopers had taken up positions at the northern end of Arnhem Bridge, Grabner's force raced back towards Arnhem, with the intention of breaking through the British positions and helping defeat the landings. His force of 22 vehicles consisted of half-tracks, armoured cars and trucks which carried the unit's infantry. Grabner himself travelled in a captured British Humber armoured car, which he picked up in Normandy. Grabner's unit was the strongest German armoured unit in the area, and despite not knowing the strength of the paratroopers, the German leadership was convinced that his force could take on the lightly armed paratroopers. Upon reaching the bridge, they immediately began to race across. Some vehicles almost reached the other end, and still had not taken fire from the paratroopers. That is until the lead German vehicle hit a pre-prepared anti-tank mine, and then, for the next 2 hours, all hell broke loose. The British began to unload with a hail of rifle and machine gun fire from both sides of the bridge, ripping apart the attacking Germans. The men in the open-top trucks and half-tracks were sitting ducks as British bullets killed many of them still in their seats. The lead vehicle had crashed, and the following vehicles rammed into one another, causing the road to become blocked, and in the ensuing pile-up, chaos erupted as the paratroopers began lobbing grenades into the armoured car's open hatches, killing the occupants. Smoke and flame erupted from Arnhem Bridge, and the Germans who managed to make their way out of their vehicles began to fire at the surrounding buildings. Viktor Grabner, the unit's commander, who was awarded the Knight's Cross the day before, was killed in his captured British vehicle. In the chaos, more German vehicles pushed forward and tried to push through, only to be hit with British mortar and anti-tank gunfire. Despite being lightly armed, the British paratroopers had a decent array of weaponry, which was more than capable of stopping the light vehicles deployed by the SS Reconnaissance Battalion. When the fighting finally ceased, 12 of the 22 vehicles that took part in the attack were destroyed and burning on Arnhem Bridge, along with over 70 men as well as the unit's commander. Grabner's body was never formally identified, along with a number of his men on the bridge, whose bodies were too badly charred. The 9th SS Reconnaissance Battalion was decimated and played a minimal role in the rest of the battle at Arnhem due to its high losses of man and material. That concludes today's video. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe and drop me a comment as well. See you all on the next one.